Jake, pick up the mic.
Yeah, I done forgot where I was at. Man, I put an AirPod in. I'm lost.
We got a special guest today, Walker Allen. If you want to introduce yourself and give a little information about you.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? My name is Walker Allen. I'm a gym owner in Louisville, Kentucky. Our gym is called 1% Better Forever, and I just ran the Moab 240, so I think that's why these guys are having me on here.
Yeah, I met Walker back in Louisville, back in April, after the marathon. I think did you finish behind me?
What was your time?
I know you had a faster time than me. I was 3:05, and I think you were like 3:02 or something like that.
Yeah, 3:02. But I remember your shirt was kind of what I caught on to. It was
Yeah,
it was a Bible verse. I think it was Romans.
Romans 5:3.
5:3.
Yeah.
Yeah, rejoice in your suffering. But I remember seeing that and kind of just holding on to the back of your shirt for dear life for those last 5 or 10 miles. It was cool. Kind of carried me through.
Yeah, I remember I was shooting. I'm sorry, I was out of it, completely out of it at the end of the
No,
race.
yeah, you emptied the
because
tank, dude. That's what it's all about. That was bad.
because we were talking a little bit, and just the whole time I'm just like, oh my goodness, I just need to lay down. Like, it took me an hour to get to the car.
You were in rough shape.
I was bad off, but that was a cool experience. It was nice meeting you there too. But
Yeah.
I followed you on Strava or something like that, and I noticed the other day it said 240 miles. I'm like, what in the world is this guy doing? 240 miles, and I realized where it was. I'm like, holy crap, he just ran the Moab 240. That is awesome. And so I knew then, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get to know this guy a little better and connect with him and see if he wants to be on, because I think that'd be such a cool guest to be on. So yeah.
Yeah. It was a journey, man. It was a journey.
But we can get into the Moab a little later on. But I kind of want to talk about your gym a little bit. So, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25, and you already own a gym.
Killer.
That's insane to me.
Homeowner, gym owner,
It's
absolute killer.
it's
My fiance and I, we're both the owners, but we've been training for the past 3 years alongside each other, and kind of just grew to be able to take that next step, and it's been awesome. God is good.
yeah, for sure.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. So I was just kind of wanting to ask you about what caused you wanting to do that and really get into the owning a gym and stuff and the personal training and all that.
We just love helping people. We love, like, we know how much of an impact fitness and working out has had on us, and it's the best medicine in the world. And to be able to give that gift to somebody else and just see someone else's life change. I mean, just as before this podcast started, I was telling you I saw the change in you just from a couple of years ago. Like, that is,
Yeah.
it's so cool to see that, and just the transformation. It's amazing what what we can do with our bodies, with our minds, with our spirits. To be
Yeah.
able to give that gift to people is it's a gift.
Yeah. That's awesome. So it's based out of Louisville.
Hmm.
1% better every day. Is that what? Or 1% better forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
What inspired that name?
Just I think we all have our own journeys, and to be able to just live each day to try to get a little bit better. The whole self-improvement aspect in my life and my fiance's life, like, there were moments when, taking a shower was a win each day, and just to continue to put one foot in front of the other and, get a little bit better. And then, from running a mile to running a half marathon to running a full marathon to 240 miles. Like it's cool where that one step at a time mindset will take you. Really
Mm-hmm.
is.
For sure. So you said you've been doing it for 3 years, the gym, and so I've also noticed. I looked at your Instagram as well. Like, you're in really good shape right now, but I saw a picture, like I guess a transformation picture a couple years ago. You weren't in that good of a
Yeah.
shape
Yeah.
as you are now. But
Completely different person.
yeah, so that is really cool. That just how I guess it's just like a mental switch for me. Uh, I was a lineman in high school, 285 pounds, and for me, after high school was over, going into college, I didn't have that thing to really push forward to. Like sports for me in high school was the thing that was my
Yeah.
identity, and so once I didn't have that anymore, it's like, what am I doing? And so it for me it was like that look in the mirror. It's like I don't want to be that way anymore. I want to change and do
Hmm.
something about it finally. Because like for the longest time, it's like, well, it'll happen eventually. Or I'd tell myself, it's like, well, I'm going to be this way the rest of my life. I just don't want it to get too bad. But I wanted that change, and I finally just, I guess, built up the courage to finally do something about it. So that's kind of what it was for me. Uh, I don't know if you can relate to any of that at all, but
Absolutely. Yeah. That's and running, it's so tangible. Like I know you got into running. I think you have a crazy streak going on right now,
yeah.
run streak, which is super impressive, and the consistency is admirable. But just the ability to fill that competitive edge, for athletes, in high
Hmm.
school that, don't have, something to continue to go towards, having that tangible, running competitiveness with yourself is is so cool because it's so tangible. You can run
Hmm.
a mile in 9 minutes and then shave a little bit off and then shave a little bit
Yep.
off, or maybe it's distance wise. You can run 1 mile, 2 miles. Like you can continuously compete with yourself to get better, which
Hmm.
is a little bit different than high school sports, but it kind of fills that competitive edge inside you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm kind of curious. This kind of goes off topic a little bit, but like coming out of high school and I guess going from high school to owning a gym, like what's your background? What were you into in high school? Kind of like what kind of career path were you interested in?
Yeah.
How did you end up where you are now?
That's a great question. Life is wild, and it'll take you a million different places. But
Yes.
coming out of high school, I was sold on going into HVAC, owning my own HVAC business one day, and I did that. I pursued that until I was 22. Um, 22, and then I was like, man, I love the people that I work with. I love what I do. It just wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't purposeful, and I was like, man, I
Hmm.
want. And at that time, I had really gotten into working out, and running and that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I want to give this gift right here to people, and started personal training clients. Completely switched, roles. I was in inside sales doing HVAC work, um, but ended up leaving that job. Had good money, but I was like, man, I just want to be fulfilled. I want to give this gift that I love so much to other people, and since doing it, just haven't looked back, and it's been cool where God has taken me.
Awesome.
That is neat.
That's relatable in a way, but I haven't found my fulfillment yet. I got really lucky. I went to college for engineering technology and wound up in I'm an industrial contractor now.
Heck yeah.
So I quit going to school because I really enjoyed what I was doing, and I'm kind of in the same position where I like what I do. I like the people I work with for the most part,
Hmm.
and but like here lately, I've really struggled with purpose and like what I'm doing, and I'm looking for something different, but I'm not sure what that is yet.
Yeah. You'll find it. I think when you find who you want to serve, I think that kind of helps clear everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Find who you want to serve. I like that.
I do too. I like that a lot. Find who you want to serve, and you kind of found that community. Like how many people I've saw the Instagram page. Like you guys got a good group of people that come to
Yeah.
1% Better Forever.
Yeah, we have an amazing group. We have 78 clients right now, specializing in like group fitness.
Yeah.
But we want to just continue to build, and continue to just grow the community, help as many people as we can.
That's cool. That's awesome. So you mentioned earlier just that tangible aspect of training, and like you said, when you run a 9-minute mile, then just keep shaving it down. So getting into the running aspect of it, like you look at it from one perspective, it's like, yeah, doing a 5K race, that's crazy. I always thought it's like doing a 5K race was stupid. Why do people do that? And I've done a bunch of them. Then it's like, then I did the 5K race. I'm like, well, this sucked, but maybe I'll do a 10K one day. It's like, man, 10K is such a long distance. Then like I went from that to a straight marathon race. I never did a half until later afterwards. But I don't know if you saw it or not on Strava or whatever, but me and Jake recently went and did an ultra marathon.
Let's go.
And I did 50 miles. It took me 14 hours. It was like, for me, that 50, it was what, October 18th when we did it. So it was shortly after you finished the Moab.
Okay.
And so it was on this horse trail up and down. It was awful.
Lots of
literal
elevation.
horse trail.
That trail was terrible. But
it was super unofficial. It was my company. We did almost like a company retreat. And
there were 7 of us.
We went and suffered. There were 7 of us there. And we got there, and they were like, by the way, horses have the right of way on all trails. It's like, so it's Taylorsville?
Yeah, Taylorsville, Kentucky.
So people brought their horses out, and they had big fields where you parked your horse trailer and whatnot, just like as like a training area for their horses.
Dude, it was bad.
It was so bad.
It was bad.
There was horse poop all over the trail.
Yeah, if you weren't dodging rocks, you were dodging horse crap. Yeah. And if you weren't doing that, you were climbing either straight up in the air or straight down. There was no in between.
And it would go down into creek beds. So you've got there were some horse tracks that were like a foot deep in mud.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You'd nail one of those.
You seen some of the videos he ran through?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit.
I'm so excited to talk about Moab here in a minute.
I'm trying to hold off.
But that's what I was trying to get to, is like, for me, 50 miles was such a imaginable number for me, because I've done the 26 before, and that was just straight running, emptying the tank, all you got. But for this 50-mile race, it was different, because you can't just do that, especially on the trail we were on, because if you do that, you'll crash out in 6 miles. You just won't be able to make it. So you just got to run it differently. And for me, doing that, the 50 miles was just so just couldn't comprehend it. So I would just take it aid station at a time. But anyways, I kind of wanted to get into what made you want to do the Moab 240, like the 240
Well, real quick. What'd you learn on your 50 miler, Gabe?
I learned that time moves fast when you're constantly doing something, and that my body can handle more than I thought it could.
Yeah.
That's the 2 big things I learned.
Good
that I can
takeaways.
do more than I thought I could. But had you ever done any other ultra race before that one?
The longest that I had done before that was 76 miles. I did that last November as kind of like a self-supported last man standing thing. But I had said, once I hit 76, I'm good. Because the year before that, I had done 51 miles and aimed for 51 miles.
Okay.
So 76, I would just do 4.2 miles every hour on the hour. And then I'd come back, I'd eat. So I did that for 18 hours. That was 76 miles. That was my 76 miler.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome. 4.2 every hour on the hour. I've heard of the people doing the 4-4-48, like 4
Yeah.
miles every 4 hours for 2 days. I've
The
heard
David
of that.
Goggins challenge.
Yes.
Hmm.
Speaking of, I know Goggins ran the Moab. Did you get to meet him?
I did not get to meet him, but I saw him in passing. That dude
Yeah.
is awesome. Super, super nice dude too. Like
Yeah.
everybody, half the people that are, there are pretty much there because he had written those books. He had
Yeah.
inspired something within them. So it's kind of like a full circle moment. I mean, I've read both of
Yeah.
his books. Super, super awesome dude. But I mean, people were, snapping pictures, videos, running up next to him and
Yeah.
everything. Dude stayed locked in, super, supportive, encouraging,
Yeah.
but just like you felt his presence. That dude
Yeah.
is a force.
Well, he's like one of the goats. Like
Yeah.
you just, I always think of like, I know you're a Louisville fan and stuff, but like I think of like Reed Shepherd playing on the Rockets, or like playing with Kevin Durant right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
that'd be such a cool thing. It's like he's like one of the greater players of all
Yeah.
time, and like just being around him every day. But that's cool. But going into Moab, what was the? Because I've seen the videos. The weather was awful, I'm sure, and because I keep up with Andy Glaze a lot, and he
Yeah.
went and finally completed it.
Yeah.
For like the third
Super
try or
awesome dude
whatever.
again.
But the just what did the training look like preparing up for that? Did you do a lot of trail runs? Did you do more just trying to get weekly miles in? What did that really look like?
For a lot of it, it was road, leading up till
Uh-huh.
about 4 to 5 months before that. And I was just building up weekly mileage. So, I mean, I got to about 180. That was my highest weekly mileage. Um, which honestly, I don't recommend that. Do not recommend that. Um, and then 3 months out, it kind of transitioned more trail, hanging out in about the 40 to 60 mile range, kind of letting the body recover.
Yeah.
And then one taper week, the week before, I think was like 25 miles or something. Um, and then just going and and learning a lot about myself and learning, as I kind of went on the journey of the Moab 240.
Mm-hmm. So you got anything?
Well, I saw a TikTok. I don't remember who the guy was, but he was in the 240, and he came across you, and you were kind of like unresponsive a little bit. You were just standing off to the side, and I think you had your crew with you.
Yeah, I had
And
my pacer Jesse with me. That was at like 190, and I mean that's just pure exhaustion. We're going straight up the La Salle Mountains. We'd run for about 5 minutes. I'd lean up against a tree, sleep while I'm standing for about 2 to 5 minutes, and then we'd run a little bit straight up that mountain, lean up against a tree, fall straight asleep, and just continuous cycle. And it was pouring down rain. The winds were just crazy, crazy. I mean, it was wild. That was deep into the race.
Well, I kind of want to go back and start from the beginning, like the beginning of Moab. You get there, I'm sure the excitement's just out like through the roof.
Yeah.
With just the people there and the atmosphere. How many people did you take with you, like that crewed you?
That crewed me. One, two, three, four primary, and then some. We had some, extra people, kind of just volunteer, kind of do whatever they could do. So
Yeah.
4 to 6, and then I ended up having 4 different pacers.
Yeah. And these are all people you knew?
I'm sorry,
like, the
5 pacers. 5 pacers.
And like you got to pick them out, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't pick up your pacers until mile 70, and then once you got your pacers, it was go time.
Yeah. So you get there and it's just, I'm sure like the first, let's see, how many days did it take you to do it? Like 3 or 4?
It was 115 hours.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
like,
So
what,
about
4
5
days?
days.
5 days?
Yeah.
So I'd imagine like the first, I'd say like the first, I don't know, this is just me being ignorant, not knowing, but I'd imagine the first like 30 or I don't know, maybe 20 hours were like kind of enjoyable,
Oh
because
yeah.
you're,
Well, it was all enjoyable, you know. I mean,
yeah,
there were highs and lows.
uh-huh,
But we just tried to enjoy all of it. I mean, you're in just some of the coolest views that you could possibly imagine.
mm-hmm,
Um, it was pouring down rain at times, but like, I mean, we we enjoyed all of it. The chaos, the peace, everything.
mm-hmm. I I could imagine the just I bet you made a lot of new friends that you were running with along, especially for that first 70 miles. You said you didn't have any pacers with you. Did you like find yourself grouped up with people, or would you like
Yeah,
tend to go off by yourself, or
yeah, for sure. We were grouped up a lot. So many just people with with just so many inspiring stories. Like some of the people out there,
mm,
some of the just coolest, kindest people you would ever meet. It's a special community. So we got paired
yeah,
up a lot with people. Um, Met this one dude named Solomon. I mean, coolest dude. And man, you kind of lean on each other as you're running and
mm-hmm,
just figure out the problems as they come up and take it one step at a time.
yeah.
How far apart were your aid stations during the race? Like, were you
Typically anywhere from like 14 to 20 miles. And there's
Okay.
elevation in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's wild. What are those like when you come up to an aid station?
Dude, you can walk in there a zombie and walk out revived. They're wild. Um, they're what keep you going. Like Gabe, you said once you got to like the um the aid station and everything, like at the 50 miler, I forget what you said, but you said I'm drawing a blank. But the aid stations, you walk in there and I mean your feet are broken up, your feet are
Mm-hmm.
all tore up.
Yep.
Mind is, tired, you're exhausted. You go in there, you're cold. It was rainy, it
Yeah.
was freezing. Um, you'd walk in there, on low energy, and you'd get hot noodles, hot soup, food, coffee, whatever you need. I mean, they had pasta at some of them, hamburgers,
Mm-hmm.
um, all kinds of stuff, even cots to like sleep at. But
Mm-hmm.
they had fires going. You'd sit by the fire. It was it almost felt like what I imagined Vietnam was like.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
there were fires. There were these just warrior dudes, just like shaking, freezing. Um, but you get revived. You get warm
Yeah.
from the fire, from the hot food, and then you get that like second wind of okay, it's 14 miles to the next aid station. You just break it into those like the segmentation. That's what you said, Gabe. That's where I was going. The
Mm-hmm.
segmentation. You can't look at it as a whole 240 miles. You can't look at it as a whole
Yeah.
50 miles. Like you have to segment it out and kind of break it down, piece by
Mm-hmm.
piece. That way it seems attainable, and in your brain you can, get to that next aid station, boom, and then
Yeah.
you're focused on that next aid station. Kind of that one step at a time, one aid station at a time mindset
Mm-hmm.
mentality.
Yeah, because if you look at it, just like you look at the big number, 240. I remember when I was running along that trail back in October. Uh, I was at mile 20, and I crossed these people, and they said they were park rangers. They said, "You part of that crew running today?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How much farther you got left?" I said, 30 miles. And as soon as I said that, I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I still got 30 miles left to
I got
go."
to do this double and then 10 more miles. Like your brain
Yeah,
just starts
yeah,
like you gotta keep the beat, you gotta keep it tame. You gotta keep that 240
mm-hmm.
miles, that 50 miles tamed, and when you break it down, it's just a stepping stone to the next one.
And and for me during that, I kept telling myself, I said, "Gabe, don't get mad, don't get mad," because like there'd be like the slightest inconvenience or
Mm.
something, and I just like start getting mad. I'm like, Gabe, calm down. Don't get mad. If you get mad now, it's just going to be bad for the rest of it. So just kind of stuff like that. And I can't imagine doing that for 5 days, just having that dog mentality, you know, because you gotta stay as exhausted as you are and tired as you are. You got to stay locked in for that, because like the terrain and stuff, like how deep was some of that mud you were going through? Like probably up close to the
It was
shin.
crazy. Going up
Yeah.
Shea Mountain, I went up Shea with my pacer Sam. So that was mile like 130, 140,
Mhm.
and you're going straight up this mountain. It's pouring down rain, it's cold, and the mud is like clay. So every
Yeah.
step that you're taking, it feels like you have 10 to 15 pounds of ankle weights on each side. Plus, that clay is like pulling you back
Yeah.
into the ground. So every step that you take, you know, it's just pulling you down. And then once you get to the top, you got to go down. I mean, it's like a
Mhm.
skating rink. You're just flying down it. You got to really dig your trekking poles in.
Mhm.
It that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Shea Mountain. I was crazy.
Yeah.
I bet that was bad. Do you see yourself going back for any more of that, like pursuing any more ultras or anything?
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, I think like Gabe talked about, just like that mind. Like you have to really manage your thoughts. Like you have to, you know, challenge the negative ones. You have to question the negative ones. You have to, you know, feed off the good ones. Hold on to those, and just allow that to keep getting you to the next step.
Mhm.
So I think it's so cool for what I mean. I lived a lifetime in those 5 days. Like
Yeah.
you learn so much about yourself. You know you get to you get to do that. Like
Mhm.
that was the thing for me. Like that was the perspective of like I get to I have the God given ability and you know
Mhm.
body and like I get to go do this. I get to see some of the most beautiful things in the world. I get to do this really hard and get to you know have all these experiences
Mhm.
that I wouldn't have had you know 5 years ago.
Yeah. That's I think about stuff like that too sometimes. It's like me a couple years ago could never, you know, doing the stuff that I'm doing now. I'm sure you've thought that too. It's like
Definitely.
we just signed up for the Flying Pig Marathon 2 day in
Let's
Cincinnati
go.
in May, so we're gonna start training for that more intently, I guess. And so it's like I'm sure you never thought that you would have
No,
done that.
no. Immediately after we did the half marathon in Somerset, I was like, nah, this ain't for me.
Never again.
I was like, I think we talked about this yesterday. I was
Yeah.
like, I may run like some, just nothing competitive. Like I may do 5Ks and stuff,
Mhm.
but I'm not doing any more marathons. And then this guy hits me up while I'm in North Carolina, and he's like, hey, you want to do a marathon? I was like, yeah, why not? Screw
Might
it.
as
I
well.
love it.
But
You're gonna learn a
it's
lot
just
about yourself. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah, I'm
mhm.
sure. You kind of already answered that question I had for you. Is the whole like, you said you lived a lifetime in those 5 days. It's like that's something I've heard Goggins talk a lot about. Is like how
Hmm.
much life you can live when you're doing something that hard for an
Mhm.
extended period of time.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. I mean, I didn't even finish our 50. I started throwing up like
You
constantly.
got bad dehydrated.
I got bad dehydrated, and
Hmm.
they I had a guy there. His name's Jason, and Jason is very much so the one to give you the like
Don't
nut,
be a baby speech.
the don't be a baby speech, nut up. And he they called me while I was like 3 miles from the aid station or something like that, and they were like, "Yeah, where you at? We were expecting you sooner." I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just throwing up a lot." And I hear Jason from like in the back, like kind of far away. He just goes, "Give me the phone." So Jason takes the phone from the guy that called me. Is like, "Where are you? I'm gonna come pick you up. You're done." Like, you I don't want you to stop, but you really need to.
Yeah.
But like, I did half of it, and still just the
Yeah. So
the
now
amount
you
of
got it. Now
suck.
you got your benchmark, the 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So marathon will be like a
Definitely.
little redemption, getting that
Mhm.
extra mile.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
that new limit. You'll finish too.
Oh yeah, I got to. I got plenty of time to get ready too. I've got 169 days now.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is this your first one? So yeah, I guess this will be your
Yeah,
first.
this will be my first marathon.
Just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the whole thing. I wouldn't even say set a time limit. I would just go out, man, and enjoy it. Then once you find your mark, then set your time limit. Then say, I got a goal to do this. But that first one, man, like that was what I did for Moab. Just go out and enjoy it. Now I got my benchmark, at 115. If I ever do it again, it's gonna be better than that. And then just keep improving from there.
There you go. I like that.
I like that mindset than the advice I gave you.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, go run a 4:15. You got it. Or what I
Yeah.
said, sub 4?
Yeah, you said a sub 4. You said go run a sub 4.
Yeah. I think you can do that.
I think
Yeah,
you
I
will.
think you could too. Yeah.
Hopefully. We'll see what happens.
Just
Yeah.
enjoy it, man. Just enjoy it. And then whenever you get your benchmark, then you got it. You've never done it before. Expect
Yeah.
nothing, solve everything.
I like that mindset of just getting that benchmark. Because, you think about it all the time. It's like, well, when you start lifting, you do your 1 rep max and you make your plan off of that.
Yeah.
You don't just go out and shoot for whatever. So I haven't even thought of that about that.
I think that's what
relating it to
keeps
running.
us. I think that's what keeps us from doing stuff because we're, at least for me, like I would be, scared to try because I put so much pressure on myself to do good at this or to be great at this or that, and then I was just like, man, why am I doing this? I'm gonna go out, do it. I would have never done the Moab 240,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I'm just gonna go out and do, see what happens. And, that's kind of how I was with my first marathon. My first marathon was 4:15, 4:20.
Mm-hmm.
And, last May, 3:02:19. It's crazy. If you just throw yourself into the water, you just throw yourself, like you'll figure it out. And then just focus on enjoying it. And then once you get that benchmark, just progress that benchmark. Everybody's journey is different.
Throw yourself into the water. I like that.
Throw
a lot.
yourself in and figure it out later.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I get scared to take that first step
Yeah.
in doing. It's like because there's certain aspects of my life I'm really confident in. It's like the running aspect. I've got an 830 something day streak going of that, so I'm confident in that. It's like confident in just other things like school. I'm confident I'll get that stuff done, but like I haven't been like lifting or like actually working out besides running, and I've been wanting to do that for the past like month, but I haven't taken that step to get into it because I keep telling myself I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do all this stuff. Just throw yourself in the water.
That's it, man.
And I think you can apply that to anything in life, literally anything in life.
Especially at such a young age. You can take a risk and open a gym. You've got time to recover, even if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And if it does work out, you've got something really meaningful that you care about.
As humans,
that's kind of the
too.
point.
As humans, like we're such like, you said you had confidence in your running, that competency of you continuing to do it over and over and over. Like as humans and as a society, like we're so scared to do things because we're scared that we're not going to be good at it. But who cares, if we're not good at it?
Yep.
Like we will learn, we'll do it again, and you get better by redoing habits. You get better by competency, by continuing to do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's definitely
I
what
love,
learned.
like you said, you followed Andy Glaze. He says fail forward. Like he posts all his DNFs. He posts all, what he has failed at or learned at, and he just fails forward. It's a powerful tool to fail forward.
Yeah.
And you learn what you're good at, and you also learn what you're bad at. There's so many things, that I need a lot more doing of because I'm not the best at it. But
Yeah.
I have that awareness, I'm
Mhm.
mindful of that.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
good. That's kind of what I learned at our ultra. Is that you've got to do a lot of showing up and sucking to show up and succeed.
Yeah.
That was like my highlight of the
Hmm.
25 miles I did.
Mhm.
Fail
'Cause that was
forward.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the showing up aspect that I think is really important. That, I mean, we've said it before here on the show. Just show up and be there. Once you're there, something will happen. Like you'll get it done.
You'll
Like
figure it
I
out.
like how you said earlier. You said you'll figure it out. Yeah.
Hmm.
So show up and you'll figure it out. And I feel like I can do that pretty well. It's like I'll show up and I'll figure it out, but it's just the picking and choosing what to show up for is kind of what I tend to struggle with sometimes. But yeah, showing up, man.
That's
So,
that's key though, that you have that awareness.
mhm. So what? Going back to Moab here, what was the, like, I guess you, keeping the positive mindset the whole time and staying strong in that, but also trying to, like, towards the end of the race, like, you got 30, 20 miles left. Was there any, like, well, I guess we can go to the middle. Was, like, there any point in that race where you thought you weren't going to finish?
It wasn't necessarily a positive mindset the whole way through. There were
Yeah.
there were some not so positive. There were negative thoughts, but just being able
Yeah.
to question and challenge those thoughts, I think
Mm-hmm.
kept my spirits high. I mean, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, but
Yeah.
it uh it definitely helped holding on to that when it was. But
Uh-huh.
at one there, not for me, but for my pacer,
Mm-hmm.
there were some times like whenever I was going to sleep on those trees, climbing the La Salle
Yeah.
Mountains at 190. Um, my crew thought that they were going to have to come and pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I mean I was moving like point 0.1 miles an hour. I was running a little bit, sleeping, running a little bit, sleeping, and that was probably the worst weather conditions. Um, was that night, and my crew didn't think that I was going to make it, but I remember looking at my phone at like 190, or looking at my pacer and telling him to call Emily, my fiance, and I told her, I was like, hey, we got like 4 hours till cutoff. We're just going to start ripping it. The
Mm-hmm.
sun had finally came up. It was a cold, nasty, rainy night the night before, and you're going straight up a mountain. And I wasn't moving much, so you can imagine how cold I was.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember calling Emily and saying, hey, we got like 8 miles. There's 4 hours till the cutoff. And I was just like, we're going to start, chipping these miles. So
Yeah.
we started going. Um, and I mean, we're going straight up these mountains. We're like falling over, coming
Mm-hmm.
down the mountain. This was like 200, or I'm sorry, 190 miles in. And I mean, those were some of the faster miles in the race. We were moving. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember I was like, we're going to be there in like 2 hours. And we started just shooting for like 20-minute per mile goals, which seems crazy
Yeah.
to think about. But that was moving fast at that time. In the first
Yeah.
mile, we got like a 14-minute, and I was like, hey, Jesse, we got 6 minutes in the bank. Keep rolling. And I just kept getting energy off of that
Yeah.
because we were
Yeah.
shooting for the 20 minutes. So then I got like a 12-minute on the next one. I was like, Jesse, 8 more minutes in the bank. And we just kept getting more and more energy off of
Yeah.
that. We ended up getting to them in like 2 hours. Um, got us a nice little window. And then the last 40 miles, Emily, my fiance, and I, we went out for the last 40 miles. She had never done more than 16, so it was crazy that she was doing that. It was
That's
kind of like
cool.
a last minute thing. She was a champ though. She
That's
absolutely
cool.
crushed it, kept me moving forward. We would run a little bit, stop. We would do like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, just all kinds of stuff just to keep my brain like
Mm-hmm.
going. Like we're gonna do three 200-meter strides, and we would just
Yeah.
keep going, and doing weird little games with running, doing
Yeah.
like our ABCs, just anything to keep our minds going.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, she carried me through that last 40 miles. I mean, we made some good time that last stretch. But it was so cool doing that with her.
Mm.
It was amazing. The last probably 10 miles of that race was just, I mean, it was special. It was really special.
Yeah. You mentioned the cutoff time. They do have a cutoff time, and a lot of people get swept up by that. And
Hmm.
so that is neat. You said you were kind of facing it a little bit, so that's just another challenge. Like, well, I can't. If I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail on my accord. I'm not going to let someone else fail for me. You know,
But
that's kind of another challenge that you just had to face there, and it's awesome that you were able to get through it. Because a lot of people, they did get caught up in that. Because I was kind of tracking along, and I'm sure a lot of people DNF just because for whatever reason. But that time limit did get some people, I'm sure. So
mhm.
that's awesome that you were able, and just even finishing that I just can't even comprehend that. That's amazing
It
that
was,
you were able to finish
dude,
that.
it was cool.
Yeah.
I think the craziest thing about the whole journey. So like the week before, we went out west. We kind of made it like a little mini vacation. We went to Zion,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah.
kept having these like deja vu moments where I'm like, I feel like I've been here before. Like, I feel like I've been here before.
Yeah.
Like a dream or something. And
Yeah.
the last 10 miles with Emily, before we went out on that 40-mile stretch, I was like, Emily, have we been here before? Like, I feel like I've done this before. And Emily's like,
Uh
no,
huh.
like, we've never been here before. We've never been out west. And I was exhausted. So I'm like, have we been here
Mm-hmm.
before? She probably thought I was hallucinating. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was like, no, we've never been here. The biggest, hike we've ever done is like Red River Gorge. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, okay. We get to like the last 10 miles of the course, and I start having these like, I don't know what it was, like visions, flashbacks, but I was like, hey Emily, up here in about 5 minutes, we're gonna come up on a big rock wall. It's gonna get real technical, and then over to the right, it's gonna be a drop off. So be careful. 5 to 10 minutes comes, big rock wall, big drop off over to the right. Emily's like, that was weird, but whatever. So we keep going, and I'm like, hey Emily, here in about 5 to 10 minutes, there's going to be two chain fences. There's going to be bushes right past the chain fences, and then there's going to be an opening. We're going to go in that opening. There's going to be no more rocks, and we're going to be able to get going. Sure as shit, 5 to 10 minutes comes, two chain fences, two bushes right past it.
That's
It
incredible.
was, dude, it was nuts. And then
Huh.
like we start going again. I get to the finish line, and just like this, I don't know if you saw the picture, but like there's so much emotion at that finish
Mm-hmm.
line, just of like the culmination. But I mean, I felt like I could have went another 50 miles. It
Really.
was
That's
wild.
cool.
But yeah, I mean, Emily got to the point she was like, "You're freaking me out." Like stop. Like it was wild. And like I knew we were gonna finish. Like I was at peace. Like completely surrendered. Like to the moment. Like I
Mm-hmm.
started knowing like what Emily was gonna say before she said it. I knew what Emily, was gonna do before she did it. It was a like a feeling that I will never like it was
Huh.
crazy.
It's pretty incredible. I've never heard that out of
Yeah.
Dude.
anybody.
It,
Huh.
it
That's
was it was like I had dreamed that before.
huh.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. That is pretty
Yeah,
it
that's
was
wild.
wild.
I've had deja vu, but I've never like known what somebody was going to say. That's really awesome. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned hallucination.
What's
What?
that?
I said you mentioned like hallucinations before, and did you have like any of them through the
Oh
race at
yeah.
all?
Yeah. So so I didn't sleep the first night, so I didn't get
Uh huh.
any rest. And then going into night two, I'd had my pacer. We were probably 100 or so in. Um, but like you're running and like the bushes start having faces. Like they were wild. You look off into the forest and it's just like it's wild. But then once you get,
Uh,
you get some rest and everything, you're it's crazy. Yeah, you get like 2, 3 hours and it is completely restores you.
yeah. I didn't get to that point in the 50-mile race. Well, I guess you said it probably about 100 miles in and didn't sleep. I guess it takes a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
But
You have to like keep your eyes like focused on the trail. Like
mhm.
it can get freaky, man. Like
Yeah.
you gotta really keep your eyes on the trail, sleep when you need to sleep. Uh,
Hmm.
make sure you know you're up on your nutrition, sodium, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Well, that's another thing I kind of wanted to talk about was the nutrition aspect of it. Like, how much research went into knowing what you needed and when you needed it and where you needed it
A
and all that
lot,
stuff.
a lot, all year pretty much. What it
Uh huh.
averaged out really to be, like every 20 minutes, trying to get 100 calories, 24 to 30 grams of carbs. Um,
Hmm.
and as much of running, I mean, it's an eating contest. Like you are
Yeah.
putting down the calories, lots of gels. I mean, I eat pasta out there, hamburgers, um, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Pizza, such good food, man. It's
Sure, I'm getting hungry now
some of
talking
some of
about it.
those some of those aid stations. I mean, it was so very well done.
Uh huh.
Hot noodles, hot soup,
That's cool.
whatever you needed.
That's cool.
I'm trying not to feel inspired here. I don't want to sign up for that. How long were you training for Moab?
All year. We my my friend and pacer Eric, we've kind of been talking about this the past probably 3 years since I first got into running. He was like, you should just
Hmm.
throw your name into the Moab 240 and just kind of see what happens. And I did, and we got drawn in February. And since February, we're like, all right, that's the big misogi. That's the big thing we're doing this year. Let's do
Yeah.
it. So
That's
since
cool.
February,
Just
it's
That's
been
wild,
putting
man.
your name in the pot. I've been thinking about doing that because one of my goals is I'm wanting to qualify for Boston, and
yeah.
so to do that, I've got to get a lot faster, at least 5-10 minutes off the marathon, and but I need to. What I want to do is run the Chicago because it's so flat. So I need to put my name in there to get the Chicago, and that's what I was telling you about. But you got to put your name in to get it drawn and stuff because there's so many people sign up for it.
It's interesting.
But
That'd be an awesome marathon to run too.
yeah,
Chicago would be
I love
sweet.
Chicago. I went there for the first time this past summer for a couple days. Me and Dad went up there, went to a Cubs game and all that. Oh, it was cool. Chicago's a pretty neat place.
Mhm. That'd be an awesome one to BQ for. And I mean, you're right there.
Mm, yeah, I'm wanting to run the Cincinnati. I'm wanting to run it sub 3
Okay.
is my goal for it, which I think I can do. Because for the Louisville marathon, I kept the 6:45 pace for 20 out of the 26 miles. The
Hmm.
first 2 miles were slow, and the last 4 I died on. I hit mile 22. I don't know if you remember or not, but you're passing mile 22, and you can look to the left and see the finish line where all the half marathoners
Yeah,
are
and you had
at.
to go up and then
You see
back.
that?
Yeah,
Yes, and you had to go up and back, and those last
that
four
was a
miles
tough
were the
stretch.
the worst 30 minutes of my life. Oh my goodness, it was terrible. Oh, I hated
And you're
every
hearing
moment.
all the cheers from the
Yeah,
finishers, everything for the half marathon.
yeah,
You got to go
and
down 2 miles and come back another two. Yeah,
yeah.
that was a tough stretch.
I caught a bad hamstring cramp at mile 22 under that overpass,
Yeah.
and I about went down right there. But I was able to like rub it out and keep going. But man, those last 4 miles, they're terrible. So I'm hoping Cincinnati doesn't have nothing like that where you can see the finish line. But going back to the point of like, I know I can do it because I've held that pace for 20 miles. I just need to hold it for that little bit longer, you
Hmm.
know, and
You'll
find
do it.
that mental side of it. But because like I was running 6:45, 6:35, 45s, and my last 2 miles was like 7:30, 7:35, and like 7:50. I'm like, oh my goodness, them last ones they just killed me.
Hmm.
But anyways, I'm looking forward to
You'll do it.
Cincinnati. I think it'll be fun.
Win
That'd be a good
Cincy,
time for sure.
May 3rd,
May 3rd. Okay.
6:30 in the morning. What was the start time for Moab? Was it real early or
It
was it
was
during the
noon.
day? Noon. Okay.
Noon. Yep.
Did it ever get like real hot?
No, that was that
Oh,
was
that's good.
that was what we prepared for, and it was
Yeah.
the opposite. I mean, it was the wildest Moab. I feel like completely, pouring down rain and freezing
Hmm.
cold.
Yeah. But what was the recovery process afterwards? Because I know for me, it took me probably like 6 days to be able to walk without a wobble
Yeah,
after my
yeah.
50-mile race.
My ankles and feet really, really cramped up, and my like shins and everything really cramped up. There was a whole day of just walking on shin splints. So, I mean, you can imagine how inflamed they
Uh
uh,
huh.
they got. So lots of like ice, raising
Hmm.
raising your legs, um, and like leg massage, foot massage, and my
Hmm.
feet were nasty, so they were really,
Were
really
they?
blistered up. One toenail gone, four other purple toes,
Yeah.
uh, and they're just so fat and swollen. So lots of
Hmm.
ice recovery, lots of like massages, but trying to move as much as you can. So like getting steps, whenever I could.
Yeah.
The next day, little by little, um, and then 2 days after we left, it was coming home. So that was really hard. We kind of have to stop at the gas stations, walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I was hurting that second and third day coming home. Keeping those legs elevated though, continuing to have ice and everything on them
Hmm.
for a couple days. Um, but trying to just move your body, whether it's, half a mile, to continue, just getting blood flow to those areas.
Yeah. Yeah. I know for me that 2 mile run the night afterwards
You did the night, yeah,
was awful. Oh
yeah.
my goodness, it was
But I bet
awful.
it was so needed for
Oh
that
yes, it
body.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first mile was terrible, and then the second mile I was like getting a groove again. I was still wobbling. I felt like a penguin running, just
Hmm.
wobbling, but it was still I was still getting after it. So it was definitely needed.
So how long was it from Moab, like finishing Moab, until like the first day you were like, I'm back, like 100%.
Um, Probably. I mean, I'm taking the rest of this year as kind of like off season, so I've really like ramped down training and running and
Mm-hmm.
everything, focusing more on like strength training. But I would
Yeah.
say probably about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But in those 2 to 3 weeks, continuously like walking,
Mm-hmm.
doing everything that I needed to do for my feet, ankles, and everything. Motion. We always said motion is lotion.
Yeah.
So just continuing to move and to like even the stuff that hurt, like like my shins and everything, continuing to like work them, do calf raises, tibialis raises, like stretching those areas, even though it sucked and like hurt really bad to like stretch and everything, just allowing the muscles to just pull back apart. Now my shins are, back to normal and everything.
Yeah.
The shins definitely took the most beating.
For me, in my 50 mile, it was my quads.
Yeah.
Just because it was so up and down, my quads killed me. My feet never hurt once. Besides halfway through, I had 2 blisters, both on the inside of my big toes. And once they popped, it was fine. It was smooth sailing after that.
Yeah.
But, what shoes did you wear?
The North Face Alta Mesas, and the Brooks Cascadias.
Okay. I had a pair of the Hoka Challengers.
Okay.
Hoka Challenger 8s, and I really enjoyed them.
A lot of
They
people really like those.
Yeah, I had those, but I'll have to look into those Brooks and North Face.
I didn't even know North Face made shoes.
I didn't either.
They're pretty awesome. They're
That's
awesome.
Cool. Well, let's see what other topics I had on here. Well, I asked the David Goggins question. Did you meet Andy Glaze?
I
Did you
did.
run into him at all?
Yeah, before the
That's
race at like the pre-race check-in, super
Yeah.
nice guy, and man, he's got like 100-mile week run streak for like 4
Yeah,
years.
like 280 weeks or something in a row. It's nuts.
That is just incredible.
It's nuts. I thought it was cool that you were number 2. Your bib number was number 2.
Yeah.
So you missed out on the number 1 spot, but I guess they did that alphabetically, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah. I'm not sure how it worked.
But that's cool. We got any other talk? What else we want to talk about?
That's such a wild story. When do you get married?
That's
I was
that's
curious
our
about that.
next. Yeah, that's our next.
TBD?
That's our next goal. We're getting married next. Moab was kind of big on the list. We put all our energy into that, and then now it's getting a house and everything. We're getting moved in next month, and then we're gonna work on a wedding.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
cool.
Congrats on everything. I mean,
Thank you, sir.
that's a big year for you.
Yeah,
It's been a journey. It's been awesome though.
man. Well, cool. I've been trying to think of some Bible verses to relate to this, and I just can't help just to go back to Romans 5:3, just because I feel like that's the theme of our show sometimes.
Yeah.
It's become that for sure.
Romans 5:3, we glory in our sufferings because suffering produces perseverance. This morning, I'm the youth minister at the church at Rice Station where I go to, so I teach little kids. And this morning we talked about faith, what we talked about yesterday on the show, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be out, I guess, right now. But we talked about how the faith of like the sick people and the stories of Jesus healing the paralyzed man, Jesus healing the woman that was bleeding, Jesus raising Jairus' daughter from the dead. It's like the faith that they had to go up to seek that from Jesus is just really astonishing to me. And so the faith, it kind of sets an example of the faith that we need to have in him for him to do things in our lives, for us to have those blessings in our life. And honestly, it's just Romans 5:3. I just feel like I can relate that to literally anything. Having that faith and having the glory in whatever we're going to, glorifying God through whatever we're going through, because we have the ability to persevere through the hard times. It's like, I'm sure Jairus, the synagogue leader, when he went up to Jesus, his daughter's he knows she's about to die. And it might have felt like a last resort for him. I don't know the guy. But like, it's just the amount that to go out, and you got to think, it's like that might have cost him his job too, because like the Pharisees, they didn't mix well with Jesus, but anyways, we can dig deep into that. But like just the faith for him to step out and go seek that is an example for us to just step out and, like you said earlier, just throw yourself into the water, step out and seek that relationship with Jesus, and just go for it, because you never know what will happen. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just felt like
No, it's
just-
crazy what you can do, and the person that you can become when you believe in him, and it's we can do all things through Christ, he who strengthens us. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. And
Yeah.
whatever we're going through, if we can rejoice in it and be glad in it, like we can we can overcome anything with him. So yeah, I think that's definitely the theme, and that's what kept me going at the KDF marathon last year, just seeing that verse and everything. Like if we can just rejoice and be glad in all of our sufferings, like the perseverance, the people that we can become is truly astonishing. Like dreams that that we've had, like we can do it all through him.
That's awesome.
I love it. This has been a good one.
Yeah. How long have we been going? We've hit the hour mark.
Got an hour 3.
That's usually what we try to do. We try to hit the hour mark on things. And you got anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to hit on? Or
no, man.
more
Thanks,
stories?
Thanks for having me on the podcast. It was good to dive into your all stories and everything. And I consider myself very blessed and honored to be able to do this podcast with you guys. So I appreciate you all having me on here. Really.
Well, I'm glad you said yes.
We appreciate having you. This has been cool.
Yeah. I just still the 240 mark is that's crazy. But it's also because I know for me, I feel like a lot of times I've been identified as the person that runs. And I don't know if like you felt that way too. It's like, well, I'm just the guy that's doing the 240. I just want to let you know it's like you're more than just the things you've accomplished. You're the person that influences other people as well with your gym and stuff too. It's like just building communities around that and making yourself not just one thing, not just like for me, not just the runner, but also the guy that's a positive impact in the community and my family and stuff. So I think that's something that needs to be said as well too, is when you're trying to do new things. We've had people on here that's like they like making music and stuff too. It's like, well, they're not just a musician, they're also a person that does other things that influences other people as well. So just letting that be known, I think, is important too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, if we don't got anything else, we can pray, and then we can strum on a guitar and get on out of here. You want to pray this week, Jake? Or did I do it yet?
I prayed yesterday.
I'll do
your
it.
turn,
I'll
brother.
pray. Dear God, thank you for Walker today. Thank you for letting him be here and just chat up with us and bring glory to you. Just please be with us as we go out through this life and just through this walk with you, and just we influence a lot of people around us. Just let us be good influences to them. Let us grow closer to you. Please protect us. Please be with Walker's. He's starting a family. It sounds like getting married and getting a house and stuff. Just please be with him with his journeys, and keep him safe and keep them safe. Please bless that gym. Let that be a good just centerpiece in his community of building people closer to you, and just improving their lives. We love you. We thank you for everything you've given to us. Please forgive us our sins and shortcomings. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty. Well, if we don't got nothing else, Walker, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Yee!
That was 41, guys. I almost forgot the outro. I'm so lost, man. That was 41. Walker, thank you.
Yeah. We love you.
Y'all
Jesus
enjoy
loves
it.
you.
See you guys.
Be good to your brother.